the gold of the gods. Truth, honesty, greatness, nobility, virtue. All the things you may receive from the gods over the years through hard work, toil, and effort. This is meaningless to the modern man. In the simulacra, in the surrogates, in the Matryoshka pact, surrogate dishonest facades. Now, what got me into conjuring this lecture is an observation of the modern age that truths are difficult. Scientific truths, mathematical truths, Platonic truths, common sense truths, any form of truths. But absolute truth is unattainable to mortals. You may approximate certain things, realize certain things, as in Buddhist delusion versus realization. You may gain some insight, you may carry a personal inner truth. And there are many types of truths and many types of falsehood. Although in my lectures since years I was trying to be honest. And I'm honest in my hatred, I'm honest in my love, I'm honest in my love for beautiful things, I'm honest in my love for turpism or ugly things that nevertheless contain a notion of truth or honesty. So, we are living in a world dominated by and large by showmen and pathological liars. And sometimes I may be confused with a liar because I'm honest and in my wrath and anger I utter many things. So I noticed that if I oppose Judeo-Christianity, what I take for a complete lie, as a heathen, from my perspective. What is true to one is false to another and vice versa, but at least we may be bullshit proof. Is a fire and brimstone clerical pig that is warped into a modern pathological celebrity liar that provides information that is unverified, telltales, to whom academic training is worth a spit, to whom discipline and precision is nonsense, as long as he gathers audience and publicity with a mass of people that follow and believe such a person. Now, citing Kautilya, a Hindi philosopher, people are all ears, eyes, and comprehension when you satisfy what they already believe in or give them easy ways out to believe what you sell them. You may utter most outrageous lies, most humiliating to human intellect bullshit, but if you comfort the confusion and nonsense, they will listen to you and follow you. Now, if you attempt to, and that is a notion for people of academia, I'm not a scholar myself, I'm a self taught autodidact with university education from the past, a minor thing. And this demi scholarly preparation helped me to be more precise, more intellectually humble, and understanding about many things. Although I assumed a position of a hardliner in many things in order to defend myself from this storm of bullshit, lies, and pathological lying. So, deriving this notion forth, I have learned that honesty and truth of whatsoever type is usually very humble. She doesn't like to flash herself. She doesn't like to put herself on the pedestal in the modern days. Like in the ancient Rome, the notion of veritas and honesty was of high standards, was of very high standing among society. In the modern age, it's upside down, as if the driving force behind pathological liars, political religious imbeciles, all forms of decrepit idiots that are gathering more and more harvests of the heads and minds and hearts. It is as if with stupidity and lies the gods themselves fight in vain. So I would prefer to harness from the gods and goddesses, from the divinities, whatsoever I may, whether it be value, greatness, nobility, honesty, truth, gravity, severity, all those beautiful, strong virtues, true virtues that represent the ontological forces in the human beholder perspective, and sacrifice myself at the altars of those gods and goddesses, then find audience with masses of passive, self absorbed, easily influenced biomass of idiots listening to idiots greater than themselves. Now, would I like to gain audience? To be honest, no. Because to lead great people, you need to be greater than them. To lead honest people, you need to be more honest than them. And citing one king, I believe that was the king of Persia, the sayings of commanders and generals found in Plutarch. I believe it was the father of Xerxes, although I am not sure. That in order to be a commander of people, you should, in theory, be greater than those people themselves in order to lead them, in order to guide them aright. Nowadays, it is in reverse. In order to impress people, in order to be commander of people, you need to be a total wretch. You need to be worse than them, and then they aspire to wretchedness and your stupidity, believing that you are pure gold, right? So there was this Vertinsky song that honesty or veritabilities dressed in rags were going through the streets and saying, trying to sing and dance whatsoever was left of truth and honesty, while people were spitting on it, pushing it around, telling that it's a beggar, the veritas, the damsel of veritas, in rags as a homeless damsel. Well, so do I wish to fight with it? Well, we may all feel a notion of injustice, a notion of contrast, discernment, and judgment, and decision making. But all in all, these are not times to fight with all this because you will get entangled in an endless fight with nonsense and bullshit. So there is this saying in the Chinese Book of Changes, the Junzi, or the wise man doesn't want to get pebbles. Pebbles, meaningless things, rocks, abstracted rocks from humans. Or when he sees other humans playing with pebbles that are worthless, he doesn't want to join the game. He doesn't want those pebbles, right? Let them play. Let them play the bullshit. Now, the treasuries of the wise people are to be shared at the proper time and age, when they mature, when they ripen, when they're in bloom. And every time has a crucial moment of change. That's what the Book of Changes taught me in the eternal coordinate system. That if the times spit on such valuable things from the treasuries of divinities, from the treasuries of humanities, and what humaneness achieved in modern days, throughout the ages, civilizations, cultures, wisdom, knowledge, skills, then it is not the right time to act, to feel injustice, to feel frustrated. It means that you withdraw your wisdom, your knowledge, and you take your flame like a hermit and carry on with the gods amongst the masses, amongst the people. And the crucial thing is to preserve this flame of learning, wisdom, virtues, honesty, and some truths, perhaps, if you have some insights, some realizations, because that's all you can do. You cannot flash things to people that don't even understand them anymore. You cannot teach a fool what is wisdom if the fool sees only the tip of his nose. You cannot preach great metaphysical love of diotymic type, eros diotima, eros philia agape, to someone who loved only simulacras or looks or personality traits, that supermarket of things. You cannot preach great wrath stemming from injustice and hate to people that never suffered an injustice and never undergone torment. Likewise, you cannot teach fierce compassion to someone who was well settled in his decrepit ignorance. You cannot, because they don't understand it. And the value of high civilization is that many people understand things of value because they incorporate them, because they are natural to them, because they're reasoned and they are shining out, they are inspiring them. Now, in a situation when the world is upside down, there is not a possibility of inspiring people that simply don't get it. None. Even if you had a golden commander, general emperor as a person, as a little person, whatsoever, with qualities of an emperor, with qualities of a commander, and put it amongst the masses of the modern days, they wouldn't understand it. They would shake their arms and go to some decrepit idiot that preaches some political religious shit that they agree with. Guaranteed. So, to those of you biding their time, I deliver this boring, consoling lecture that perhaps may comfort them in times when idiots, pathological liars, religious political pigs are rising and rising and rising and rising. No other way. And if you are frustrated by the very fact that you cannot do anything in this life, memento mori, invicti genii. Build the invincible genius. Build the invincible, in case of woman, Juno. This life is not permanent. And genius of male and female type, and greatness and nobility is much valued amongst the divine procession of gods. Not violence, not stupidity, not pathological lying. If you must hate, hate. If you must love, love. But for fuck's sake, at least be honest with yourself. And if you cannot, if you look in the mirror in honesty and you see veritabilities about your beauty and ugliness, virtue and kleshas, unvirtues, vices, then you're on the right path. If you look in the mirror and you see pure perfection, you're a fucking idiot. Likewise, if you look in the mirror and you see only a wretched, complete wretch, vampiric, nospheratic thing, then you are dishonest with yourself. Because we are admixture of many things. But beware of those narcissistic idiots seeing only perfection and not seeing one flaw in themselves. Be sure they mislead you. Thank you.